Welcome to the Incident Management series. In this video, we explore error budgets, a framework that helps teams make smarter decisions about deploying changes while maintaining service reliability. An error budget is the acceptable amount of downtime your service can tolerate while still meeting its reliability targets. It answers a critical question: how much can we afford to fail and still keep our promises to users? By the end of this video, you'll understand how to use error budgets to enable rapid innovation without sacrificing reliability. Let's start with the basics. An error budget is permission to fail. It's the acceptable amount of downtime your service can tolerate while still meeting its reliability targets. Think of it like a financial budget. If you have $100 to spend, you can make decisions about what to prioritize. Similarly, if you have 43 minutes of allowed downtime per month, you can decide how and when to use that time. Error budgets matter because they enable rapid innovation without sacrificing reliability. They provide a data-driven approach to deployment decisions, aligning development and reliability goals so teams can move fast with confidence. Now let's connect three key concepts. First, an SLO or service level objective is your target. For example, you promise 99.9% uptime. Second, an SLI or service level indicator is what you actually measure. Perhaps you achieve 99.95% uptime. The difference between your target and what you actually achieve is your error budget. In this example, 0.05% is your error budget. To calculate it, take 1 minus your SLO, then multiply by your time period. If your SLO is 99.9% and your time period is 1 month with 2,592,000 seconds, your error budget is 2,592 seconds, or approximately 43 minutes per month. Let's work through two concrete examples. First example, high reliability with a 99.99% SLO. The calculation is 1 minus 0.9999, which equals 0.0001. Multiply that by 2,592,000 seconds per month, and you get 259.2 seconds. That's about 4 minutes per month. Second example, standard reliability with a 99.9% SLO. 1 minus 0.999 equals 0.001. Multiply by 2,592,000 seconds, and you get 2,592 seconds, or approximately 43 minutes per month. Notice the difference. Higher reliability targets mean tighter budgets and less room for error. Here's how to use error budgets to make deployment decisions. Step 1, check your current budget status. Monitor how much error budget remains for the current period. Step 2, assess the risk level of your change. Is this a low-risk bug fix, a medium-risk feature, or a high-risk infrastructure change? Each carries different risk exposure. Step 3, make your go or no-go decision. If you have sufficient budget for the risk, deploy. If your budget is depleted or nearly exhausted, hold the deployment or find ways to reduce risk. This simple three-step process transforms deployment decisions from gut feelings to data-driven choices. Let's categorize risks and map them to budget requirements. Low-risk changes include minor updates, bug fixes, and documentation changes. These require minimal budget and can deploy anytime. Medium-risk changes include new features, algorithm modifications, and database migrations. Deploy these only if your budget is at least 50% available. High-risk changes involve critical system changes, major architecture rewrites, and infrastructure overhauls. These should only deploy if your budget is at least 80% available. The principle is simple. Higher risk requires higher budget reserves. This ensures you always maintain a safety margin for unexpected incidents. Consider a real-world scenario. You're running an e-commerce platform with a 99.5% SLO. Your error budget is 90% available, leaving you with 360 minutes of allowed downtime. You want to deploy a new payment feature, classified as medium risk. Decision: deploy immediately. Why? Because your 90% remaining budget far exceeds the risk exposure of this change. You have 360 minutes available, but this change might consume only 10 to 15 minutes if something goes wrong. You have plenty of safety margin. However, Even with this green light, monitor closely during the first hour and keep a rollback plan ready. Now imagine a different situation. You're managing a payment gateway with a 99.95% SLO. Your error budget is 85% consumed, leaving only 3.9 minutes remaining. You want to perform a database migration, classified as high risk. Decision: hold the deployment and schedule it for next month. Why? Your remaining budget of 3.9 minutes is far too small for a high-risk change that could expose you to 15 to 20 minutes of downtime. Recent incidents already exhausted your budget, leaving insufficient safety margin. Instead, consider alternatives. Split the migration into smaller phases, postpone the work until the next billing cycle, or increase your resources to reduce the risk profile. You can manage error budgets in 4 ways. First, increase your budget by improving reliability. Reduce incident frequency, implement better observability, strengthen your infrastructure, and add redundancy and failovers. This earns you more deployment freedom. Second, optimize your spending by deploying wisely. Batch low-risk changes together, postpone non-critical features, prioritize high-impact work, and use feature flags for quick rollbacks. Third, mitigate risks to minimize budget consumption. Use canary deployments that roll out to 1% of users first, then 10%, then 100%. Use blue-green deployments to test in production environments safely. Fourth, monitor and track your budget constantly. Maintain real-time dashboards, track SLI versus SLO drift, alert teams at 70 and 90% consumption, and analyze every incident's budget cost. Error budgets only work if you communicate them clearly to different audiences. For development teams, focus on deployment autonomy and risk awareness. Your message: you have 120 minutes of error budget this month. Plan your features and deployments accordingly. Remember that high-risk changes cost more budget, so use safer deployment strategies to preserve it. For operations and SRE teams, focus on monitoring and guardrails. Your message: monitor budget consumption closely. Alert teams when budget reaches 70%, 90%, and 100%. Prepare rollback strategies for high-risk deployments. For executives and stakeholders, focus on business impact and trade-offs. Your message: error budgets align innovation velocity with reliability. We can ship X features per month safely. Budget exhaustion means pausing non-critical changes. This keeps everyone aligned. Let's review the best practices. Do: make your budget transparent to all teams. Do: review and adjust your SLOs regularly based on business needs. Do: use historical data to inform deployment decisions. Do: plan your deployments around budget cycles to maximize velocity. Do: document how much each incident costs in budget terms. Don't: ignore budget exhaustion signals. Don't: deploy risky changes without a safety buffer. Don't: set unrealistic SLOs that are impossible to achieve. Don't: overload your deployment schedule on days you're recovering from incidents. Don't: use error budgets as a blame tool. It's about aligning incentives, not punishing teams. The core principle: error budgets enable data-driven velocity. They align incentives across dev and ops, enable risk-proportional decision-making, and make everyone responsible for reliability. Here are the 6 key takeaways from this video. First, error budgets quantify the acceptable downtime for your service based on your SLO and actual performance. Second, they align innovation velocity with reliability guarantees, preventing either extreme. Third, use error budgets to make data-driven deployment decisions instead of relying on gut feelings. Fourth, adopt a risk-proportional strategy where higher-risk changes require more budget reserves. Fifth, communication is crucial across development, operations, and leadership to ensure everyone understands budget implications. Sixth, continuous monitoring and management optimize your outcomes. Error budgets are not a one-time setup. They require ongoing attention and adjustment. Now that you understand the framework, are you ready to implement error budgets in your organization? Thank you for watching the Incident Management series.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.